Hi, this is Lee. I'm here with another DIY project. If you're like me and need a simple but useful mobile work table for your Xtool, follow along and I'll show you how I made this one. Let's make it happen. I started out by ripping and cutting all of my parts out of 3/4 inch maple plywood on the table saw. Next, I used a Kreg pocket hole jig to drill pocket holes for my connection points. Then I used a Kreg shelf pin drilling jig to add some pinholes for the shelves. Now that we've got all the parts cut and all the little holes drilled for the supports and all the pocket hole screws in, we're ready to assemble. So I'm going to start by assembling the back onto the bottom. And before we do that, I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom edge. Give me that. Get that going. Now, found my little jig. Here it is. Got these little guys to help hold it in place. Check it for square. A little bit out. Pocket hole screws. Okay. Okay. So this piece is supposed to be in the middle. Get rid of some of this glue. Okay. Some of this off of here. So what I'm checking is that this piece is supposed to go in the middle like this, or will be in the middle. And I want to make sure that when it's up against the back wall, against this back wall, that it doesn't eke out past the the front of this. So it looks pretty good right there. So I just want to make sure that that's the case. So it looks good. So now I can attach the rest of the screws in. We're going to try to attach the side pieces in, or the middle pieces. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use our sides. So this piece is going to go kind of right here. This is the front face of this. And what we're going to do is use it as a guide for the internal sense should be. I've already drawn a line on this piece for that. So where the back of this should be. And this, just get these really lined up right now. And I will use clamp that in place. Clamp this in place. All right. Now, this piece is going to kind of go like that. And I'm going to attach it on the top piece here first before I attach it to the back. But I'm just trying to follow that line that I've got across the back for now. So let's just make sure everything's lined up. Make sure that I've got the right part here. These are actually for the back, so they need to go this way. Okay, so I'll bring you around so you can kind of see what we're doing. All right. All right, so put a little bit of glue on this. I'll get a paper towel. All right, here we go. What I'm going to do is use a clamp for the back edge as well. Right. Well, I had the battery go out, so I had to change that. So I'm going to continue on. So there we go. put one screw in. Right here. Check the front real quick here. Make sure we are dead on, which we are. All right, got that one in there. What I'm going to do while we're sitting here is I'm going to fill in the pocket screw holes with these little plugs. So by the time we're done, they'll be somewhat dry enough to cut off with a little handsaw. So you don't have to do this, but I like the clean look of it. I usually take a piece of wood just trying to make sure that's really in there. Wipe off the excess glue, jump to the next one. If you don't do this now, I mean, you can do it after you assemble it, but it's going to be kind of tough to get to the interior ones, which you'll see once I get the top on. These right here are going to be kind of tough to get to. I'm not going to do all of them. I'm going to do like the first like 3, because you're not going to be able to see these really too much.
Probably do it backwards, because those are already so far back in the dark, you're not going to see them. A little bit more on this one.
All right, now comes the fun part. We have to screw the back on, and what I'm going to do is use this piece, because this is actually going to go right here in the front. I'm going to use it in the back to make sure everything's square with the back, this piece right here, with the front face on this side, and then screw it in the back. So this is going to help me keep everything square. I've got a piece here holding this, so I'm pretty square to the piece that's coming up front. It's going to make it a little easier to attach it. So let me go ahead and shoot these in. Get this one started. Back here. You know what? Let's do the bottom one first. There we go. Wipe off the excess glue. I'm going to be coating this with some water-based polyurethane anyway, so I'm not going to sand it or stain it, so you're not going to be able to see the glue in the back anyway. What I will do is on this side, go ahead and install this piece. This will be the side. And that's going to help everything stay square. So let me bring you around. I have a shelf that's going to go in here, just like that. There we go. And that's going to help us stay square. All right, let's get some glue. What's cool about these clamps is I can push this little guy out like that, because what I want to do is try to clamp on top of this to kind of hold it together, and my clamp's not long enough. So I just took that off. We'll turn it the other way around, push it back on there. Till it's upside down. Still need this to be out like that. Here we go. Pop that back in. Do the same thing to the other one. Push this out right here. Take that. Turn it upside down. And still have this little piece facing out. Push it back in. Now, we can take these two, lock them together. Now I've got a clamp big enough for this. So I really like these types of clamps. They're really nice. They help out a lot. Got that clamped in place. Shoot a screw in here. That's all right. Now, we want to check this again. And we are, if I can push it in straight, right as rain. Okay, now we're going to move on to the other side. So we've got this other piece that's going to go like this on this side. And there'll be some shelves on the side for like some 12-inch material. The way I've designed this is that in the inside, 12-inch by 24-inch material can fit in here because that's the largest my Xtool can cut without the conveyor belt. And I'll have a bunch of like little pieces, you know, 10 by 10, 12 by 12s, what have you, on this side for easy access as well. Also on the other side I'll have storage, so I'll show you in the end kind of what it all looks like. So for now I'm going to use this guy just like I did on the other side as a guide. I also have a line drawn on the back right here as well for this to follow. And what I'm going to do, just like I did the other side, is clamp something over there. And yeah, like I can see that. What I'm going to do, go back around front, adjust it. Yeah, that's good. Let's do a test fit. Looks good to me.
Really push on this.
Okay, there's no shelf on this side that's going to help us keep the block perfectly square like we had on the other side. So what I'm going to have to do is draw a line from the front to the back. Let me get a pencil. Right about. Perfect. All right. Just want to get it on there a little bit for now. And then I do have the other side. The piece that's going to go in here like that. So we'll use it to help keep everything straight and square. So let's get some glue.
Crank this a little bit to help. Let's use the screws in it. The bottom first, maybe. That one's a little bit. The bottom.
Now, I'm going to wait to put this one in, because when I get the top on, I can better do that, because that way when the top's on, we can check for square and make sure it's dead on in there, and make sure that the box is exactly the size I need it to be. Okay, now I've got about to mount the middle piece here. I've got two 12-inch wide boards cut in the back, kind of mounted back there to kind of clamp them to help me to get this out of the way, to slot where this board needs to go. And then I've got this other piece that's also 12 inches wide in the front. I'm going to kind of clamp this down so it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm going to use these as guides to mount the middle slot, because these are where shelves are going to go in the middle. And it's important that these are at least 12 inches apart, because that's how big my stock is. Actually, it's right at 11 and 7/8 or 3/4 of an inch or something like that. That's as big as my Xtool can cut in height, and also in width. So let's find some glue. Found that. Okay, let's do a test fit. There we go. I made a mistake by drilling pocket holes in the wrong side, so I'll just fill them with the little plugs here in a minute. But what I'm looking for now is to check for square on this one, like which side is better. All right. So plywood is not always completely straight, so you kind of have to. I do have tolerances in your design. I do, and that's what's saving me here. I've got an eighth inch tolerance on either side, which I knew I would need in case the plywood's not completely straight. So that's what's happening here, that it's not dead on, it's really close. I don't want to touch anything. Walk this down. And what I'm going to do is go to the back side. All right. So I'm just going to shoot a brad in the back. Just for one. Yeah, it looks really good. All right, so I'm going to shoot or put a screw in the back first. Sorry, I'm going to be in the way, but all right. So now I'm going to check this side. Yeah, we look good. All right. Let's see if we messed up. This should slide in over here. And right there, man. Dang it. I knew it. So let's do this. Let's get one of those. Put this in here. Yeah, we got plenty of space over here. But again, this board is kind of warped. So I'm going to have to walk it down, screw by screw, so that That's right. And you can see that there's a gap here. That's because this board is kind of coming this way slightly. So the only way to fix that is to put screws in piece by piece. There it is. Pretty good. Whoa. Okay, so I'm gonna go and finish adding these little dowel rods or these little pieces of wood to fill these pocket holes, and I'll be back. All right, here comes the fun part. We get to add the top. It's not gonna be so much fun. We'll start with this side first. And what I'm going to do is use a piece of lumber here, a shelf, to help square things up like I did before. So let me get a clamp, a couple of clamps. All right, so that's perfect right there. It looks really good. I've got to run glue all across the top of this thing first. And that's going to be fun. All right, let me do that and we'll come back. Okay, now I've got glue on the top here. So that means I need to act a little faster. That looks pretty good.
We need a mallet. Stand over here. It's a little out. So we gotta pull it in. Like that, right there. Okay, let's go and get the support glues. It's an easier way to do this. It's pretty good.
Now I'm going to install the vertical support on the left side of the cabinet. What I've done is I've done some measurements to figure out where this needs to be in the middle. I've put 2 blocks in place to kind of help me keep it in square and guide it in. So what I need to do is add a bit of glue. This is day 2 of the Xtool cabinet. It's all dried, all the glue's dried. This is what it looks like on the side. This is what the other side looks like. And if you haven't noticed, I added casters to the bottom. I thought about supporting the bottom in the middle. I'll have to watch that over time, that if this starts to deflect or bow out, I'll just add another caster there. But I've tested this out. It's a 3/4 inch plywood. It is pretty solid. So what do I have to do now is I got to go around, and all the pocket screws that I have the plugs in, I got to take this little saw and cut them out. So basically what you do is you just kind of lay this flat on the surface. It's actually pretty flexible, and just saw it off. Now we're ready to apply a finish. I'm going to be using a water-based polyurethane that I've used for some of my floors in my house. I've got a whole bucket of it, so I need to use it up. It actually provides kind of a real nice durable finish. I mean, you use it on floors, why can't I put it on top of this? Because this is going to be a work cabinet, it's not a piece of furniture. Before I started, I cleaned everything. I wiped everything down with a damp cloth. Went back over it with microfiber to get all the dust off. The good thing about water-based polyurethane is that it's not going to amber this. It'll stay, once we put it on, the color that you see is what it's going to be for the life of the piece. It's not going to yellow or amber like with oil-based polyurethanes. Also, this dries pretty fast, so I'll be able to, once I put 2 coats on this, about an hour or so afterwards, I'll be able to pick this up and move it. It won't be fully cured by any man yet, but I'll be able to move it and put it in its place and not put anything on top of it for at least 5 or 6 hours. The key to this is to keep what's a wet edge. So as I apply this to the surface, we'll do like small patches. You don't want to go back over it back and forth. So let me show you how to do that. So I just got a foam brush. I'm just checking to make sure there's nothing on this surface. Dip some of this in here. And you basically I just want to make sure there's nothing on this surface here. Just touching. Okay, it feels pretty clean. All right, so just gonna put some on, and you want to apply it and leave it alone. Don't go back over it many times. I'm just kind of pulling it down in a straight line, and I just want to stay on this wet edge. I'm just going to pull it, make it even. You do not want to go back over it. Like I said, this is already starting to dry as I apply it. You might see some streaks in it as you apply it. Leave it alone. I know you want to go back and fix them, but just leave it alone. Let it dry, and if you need to, you can lightly sand in between coats. And I'm trying to go as fast as I can, keeping a wet edge, meaning that this hasn't dried yet, and I'm applying more product onto the surface. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the rest of this, and then we'll come back and I'll show what it looks like. This is what the Xtool looks like on top of the table. I have gone back and cut some 1/2-inch plywood for the shelves in the middle, and they're fully adjustable. I've got some material in there for now. Let's walk around this and kind of take a look at how it's constructed and why I have it set up this way. And before we go, you can kind of see the how nice that finish came out, that floor finish I put on there. This should help it keep the surface clean and make it a little more durable. On this side, I've got, again, 1/2-inch shelving. They're fully adjustable. You can support up to 12-inch material by 13.5. You can adjust these so you can put little baskets on this side for like your little cutoffs and things of that nature. I shifted the machine over to the right, so this is a nice work area. I can put things down like tape measures, some parts I'm working on or whatever, tumblers, whatever, get them lined up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the motor speed control yet for the blower, but it's just floating right now. I'll figure that out. I wish they had put the Ethernet cable connection on the back of the machine versus the front. I don't know why they would do that. That just looks like that will be a failure point where they can break off or get hit, especially in a shop environment. I've shifted the machine forward just a little bit, maybe 1/4 inch, so that when this door opens, whoops, it can slam open like that and not break, because these little hinges are kind of just spot welded on, and they will break over time if it's got something banging on it like that. They're just not meant to do that. This side I left open because, well, this is where I wanted to put the rotary tool and also store the conveyor mechanism on the bottom. I want to make a box with a conveyor mechanism at some point to store it in a better fashion. Right now it's in the foam and stuff that it came in, and then the machine's actually shifted a little to the left so that this door can open and have support there as well. I might end up putting some little foam pads on the side here to help support that. In the future, I might add some little tool pockets or shelving here, like screwdrivers or tape measures or whatever, something I need to get to quickly. I'll probably end up adding some drawers here as well, some slide out drawers. I'm just not sure yet. As I use this machine, I'll know more about what I need for it. But I wanted to make a mobile cart that I can put everything on it, move it around, keep all the parts and pieces in one place versus have them strode across the shop. If you want to build this table for yourself, I have a link to the plans in the description. As always, thank you for watching. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Until next time, keep making it happen.